Did we introduce the pod today yet?
Oh yeah.
No.
What is this? I'm gonna get a cup of coffee.
Go
I'm
for
listening to you guys. We're there.
Okay.
All right.
The pod is tired. The car podcast for people who know that cars are bad. With your friends, Rory and Matty and Peter. Did everybody have a great Christmas? or Hanukkah
Happy
or
Honda Days.
Kwanzaa or whatever you do. or did you successfully just ignore all of the above and just have the best holiday season that you can possibly have by just escaping it entirely? I was fondly remembering some holiday seasons of yore, the handful of times in my life where I've just completely dipped out, and it was like some of the most treasured memories of just being alone on Christmas and just having the best time.
No, it's so real. Like, you just kind of, after a point, it's like, oh man, wouldn't it be nice to spend this entire 24 hours like in a little cocoon that my family is not in, and with no merriment or festivities or seasonal cheer. Not my thing. I don't prefer it.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone has had a as minimally psychically painful a holiday as possible. But how did Rory's holiday go?
I gotta say, I've never done a Christmas by myself. I've always had I think I've always been home. This may surprise you, but I have some very fun cousins and aunts and uncles, and I've always really dug being around 100 people at Christmas. It's we do a big Christmas party for a bunch of my first cousins, and it is extremely fun. We this year we set up a fryer outside. My cousin TJ and I were frying various fish and chicken strips and all kinds of, and a huge fucking blizzard whipped up halfway through. So he and I were out there.
And is the snow hitting the oil and just exploding basically?
It was so a storm ripped up, and it was I looked over at him. It was it's we were on the deck of the Edmund Fitzgerald out here. It's oh boy, we're in a jackpot. And it's you have whatever 30 gallons of 300-degree fry oil at your ankles, and it was
you just got to throw a fucking tarp over that, man. What do you even do? You just need a piece of sheet metal just to drop over it.
I like the visual aid here of also, it's so cold in Rory's house, the steam coming off of his coffee, his drinkable temperature coffee is visible on the webcam.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it is very cold in the house because the office has been shut up the whole time. But yeah, anyway, I don't know. I enjoy seeing everybody and getting
I mean, that's a nice thing about being where you are, in Traverse City, in the place where you grew up. I mean, that's the thing. I have a lot of extended family that I totally love, and love hanging out with and love seeing. But it's but they're all in Massachusetts. I see them every few years, and usually in conjunction with a funeral or something.
Yeah.
And so it's not quite as fun, but
yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've never done it by myself. It does sound very appealing to do it by myself, but it's not likely in the offing.
You kind of have to, you have to have the right mindset. It's just a few times in my life where the stars have aligned in that way, and usually for unfortunate reasons. But
right.
But it's the thing of just kind of
That's you're home alone. You're literally Kevin McAllister, and your family forgot you behind, and you're just Peter by yourself.
Exactly.
Defending your house from burglars, watching movies, eating a huge tub of ice cream.
No, exactly. It's what can I do to make this awesome? And then
I made my family disappear.
Really awesome, and just being dude, this rules.
build a fire because the heat has been out since the day before Christmas.
Jesus. Furnace
Fun.
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah. The furnace is when we were building the house. I remember going to the guy and saying like, "Hey, don't buy a furnace or like any major appliances until you talk to me because I want to like do some research and figure out what I want in the house."
Yeah.
And they did not do that. Obviously, the furnace. I remember being like, "Yeah, I don't know anything about these. Like, I've never heard of this company before." And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, these are really good. We work on them all the time." And I was like, "What?" Like, it seems like if they were really
good
good,
for you.
yeah, like yeah, you wouldn't ever like you would install them and not know anything else about them.
Right.
But
It's like that diagram with the plane with all the places they came back with the bullet
Yeah,
holes for
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the
Well, it's like the
confirmation bias
the
thing.
Maytag repairman thing, the old
Yeah.
commercial where like the guy is just bored because
Yeah,
he
exactly.
has nothing to do.
Our guy is not bored. He's here all the time working on the
Yeah.
furnace.
Bummer. Hate to see it.
And it's yeah, so it's broken in the same way several times. And this time it needs a bunch of parts thrown at it, which are going to be really expensive.
I had to replace our furnace a few like COVID era. Like maybe it was just time or I can't even remember how it was just like when we were just spending a shit ton of money on our house,
Yeah.
just fixing all the deferred shit that we inherited. And I don't know anything about furnaces, but I know that just like from having lived here forever that there's a couple of just local heating places that have been around like for decades,
Yeah.
and like one of them, and I it's not the first time I've bought a furnace for a fucking janky old house.
Yeah.
And so I just called these people and they came out and $4,500 later or whatever the fuck it was. But like they give you the whole spiel of like, yeah, just have us come out, every year at the beginning of winter. We'll just, we do the free maintenance on it and just keep it, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Have I done that once?
Yeah.
I have not. Have we had a single problem with the furnace? Have not. So
Maybe I should call your guys, have them drive up here.
yeah.
The furnace in our Detroit house was literally from like the 60s, maybe early 60s, and had one failure the entire time we lived there. And then the furnace in the carriage house there was cast in 1911 and was faultless. Like it was a
They don't
coal
make 'em like
Yeah.
that anymore.
It was a
Wow.
coal furnace that had been converted to fuel oil that had been converted to gas, and it was like
Wow.
it was unstoppable. Like it was. I mean, it was the size of, it's probably half the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. But
Yeah. It's funny. The first house that I lived in Rochester was heated by fuel oil, and I didn't even know what that was. Like I had never heard of it. Like coming from California, I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like they give us like the number for the people to call, and I'm just like,
what?
what is this?
Yeah.
And then like you call them and they come out and this big fucking tanker truck pulls out in front of your house and they unspool a like a hose or something and attach it to the side of your house, and it's just like, what the fuck is even happening?
Yeah.
It was the most
Insane.
alien funny thing.
It feels
but-
I mean, it's like a East Coast or New England thing, but it feels
Yeah.
very like British to me to have like
Yeah,
the fuel oil,
totally.
man. Yeah. We don't. I don't. I've never seen one of those in person here.
Oh,
But we
really?
also, yeah, we also have like the furnace in our garage in my shop. Just like I turn it off. I flip the switch off in the spring and I flip it on in the winter and it runs perfect. It's like this. I don't know. You hate to be like, man, all this new stuff fucking sucks, but it does suck.
It's true.
I'm sure it's like more efficient and safer than any of the old furnaces that I'm talking about. But boy, the number one thing that you want in a furnace to me is that it heats the house. Would be like
Yeah.
first. But here we are. Got a
Yeah.
nice fire
Well, I
going
mean,
first.
luckily, it seems like a pretty mild winter so far
Yeah,
for everybody, and
yeah.
um,
Definitely hasn't snowed every day. Uh,
it's like, man, the thing that I was talking about yesterday, it's like it's not just that they weren't salting the roads, it's like there weren't even any fucking plows.
that's crazy.
Like I mean nothing. Like nobody, like I think I saw one. Like I had to go pick Natalia up from the mall, which is, like 25 minutes away, like on the. On the
Yeah,
and it's like I think I saw one.
it's
And it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? And you
you're
had
living in.
all day, it's like everybody knew this was coming, The supermarket was just like, that thing where you get there half an hour too late and just like all the shelves are bare because everybody's in just, fucking Armageddon mode
Hmm.
for like a 1 day, event
Yeah,
or whatever.
minor snowstorm. Yeah,
Mass
Right.
psychosis at the Wegmans. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like, and it didn't, and like I say, I went out walking yesterday, because I knew the snow was coming, and it's like, and sure enough, by the time I get back, it's like 1 o'clock, and it's like, oh, it's starting to snow like a tiny bit, and then like half an hour later, it's just complete whiteout, it's like
yeah.
an inch every hour or whatever, and
Ugh,
and
yeah.
then it's like,
You're
come
your
on,
own.
guys, where are the
You're on your
fucking
own.
plows? It's like we used to do this.
Yeah,
it used to be
a
like
process or a
right.
response.
It's like, it's fine.
You're on
Okay.
your own. No plows, no services. Just figure it out.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. Just go hoard everything at the grocery store and stay in your home because you can't leave because there's uh,
Yeah.
no plow service. But it's good. It actually yesterday we went out to Frankfurt. I have the new Toyota Land Cruiser, which is a car I was really like excited about.
Yeah.
And it looks great, I think, and like the interior is kind of perfect. It's like it is like coarse and buzzy. It's that little like turbo 4 hybrid setup.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's very buzzy and coarse, but it's like it feels trucky, like a kind of you know, if you didn't know it was like a very complex setup, you'd think like, oh, this is a really like kind of rough and tumble type of powertrain, but
Right. That's what I've heard
um,
about it just in general is that it's not like um it's not like a generic like
mhm,
kind of SUV or whatever. Like it actually feels like it has character and it feels like a truck
yeah,
and in both good ways and bad.
yeah. I mean, I think that you know the Land Cruiser in the States had kind of gone through this like metamorphosis of like being very kind of utilitarian like it is in the rest of the world,
Hmm.
but also being like very reliable and capable, but like all American the foreign cars in America that are sold on the higher end, like the G wagon and all the Jeeps and the Wagoneers and all that stuff, just kept moving more and more up market until like the last one that was sold here, the 200 series, was like a full blown luxury SUV with
Right.
all the off road stuff still in it. So like in the rest of the world, you could get a much lower spec Land Cruiser
Right.
that still did all the off road stuff, but didn't have like the $100,000 cars type of interior or whatever.
Yeah.
The same with like the G Wagon, but
It's like the way that like Mercedes, used to be taxis all over the
mhm.
world, and like here it was like a luxury. We only got the luxury versions.
Yeah, and it's like
And then-
eventually like that's just Mercedes's proposition is that it's like it's all a luxury car, but like
right.
the um the Land Cruiser was in a weird spot. Like the 200 series, I think was like a $90,000 car roughly, and
Yeah.
interestingly, like those last 200 series Land Cruisers, which are now like 3 or 4 years old, those are still $90,000 cars. Like they haven't depreciated much at all.
Right. Right.
Um, and they're still like very overbuilt and very like, but also like very luxurious. Um, and so the idea with this one, which I think makes a ton of sense, is to like import the current Land Cruiser 300 series, which is in the rest of the world just the new Land Cruiser, and they make that into a Lexus, which I had 2 weeks
Mhm.
ago. Um, that's the LX 700 and 600.
And is the difference between the Lexus and Toyota ones? Is it just like trimmings and the way it's like
No,
outfitted like interior
no,
wise, or is it like a different,
this is different
substantially
vehicles.
different vehicle?
Yeah, so they're all the same
Because they
platform.
look the same, right?
Well, until you see them, so like the until you see so the platform is the same for all of the new Toyota truck stuff.
Uh-huh.
But the Lexus is the 300 series, so it
Right.
is uh it's bigger and longer. It's
Is
way
it
more
is it
luxurious
is
inside.
it just longer wheelbase?
It's same platform, but it's longer wheelbase and like
Okay.
longer overall.
Okay.
There's the GX 550 Lexus, which is the same, uh, almost the same as the Land Cruiser. So like that's the same platform, but also like roughly the same bodywork. They look, I mean, the superficially they look similar because they're the same size. The bodywork is actually different. All the sheet metal is different. The interior is different, and
Oh,
that's like
interesting.
actually I think like that's the one that I had 2 years ago that I was like so blown away with. That was so nice,
Right.
and so like so capable. But the Land Cruiser, so like those would both be if you were doing like rest of the world, like the full size Land Cruiser 300 series is the LX. The Land Cruiser that we get in the States and the GX 550 are both Land Cruiser Prado, which is like my old GX, like which is just like one size down from the full size Land Cruiser.
Okay.
So shorter wheelbase, you get 2 rows instead of three, um,
Oh, okay.
and it's and like the Land Cruiser is like I would say like more like kind of spiritually aligned with like a FJ 60. So like
Okay.
um which is like I think great. Like I think that that's a better position for it. I think like
Mm-hmm.
Toyota Land Cruiser should be a little bit more utilitarian and like the Lexus should be like the nicer version of that. So like the GX.
Right.
Anyway, I was really into this car and I think like the one that I have is like a really nice gold with a silver roof. Really
I
kind
mean,
of
this is a car that's kind of high on your list of
Mhm.
like potential
Yeah, replacements for the
Carol family haulers.
yeah. And I think like um I do I do really like it. It is like they do start at $50,000 and I think like my appetite for spending any money on a new car is pretty low.
Yeah.
But it does have like it has a thing that detects if your eyes are on the road.
Oh fuck! Come
Yeah.
on.
Which my eyes are, I tend to look around a lot, like not just look straight ahead, but I tend to look out the side windows and just kind of like look kind of where I'm going, which is
Yes,
just not like,
responsibly, like a responsible driver
Is
does.
it disableable?
well, so I drove for several days like this, and it was beeping at me most of the time. And then we went on a night drive up to Bel Air, Michigan, and you can't see it on cam, but I have somewhat long, luxurious eyelashes, and
It's true.
it kept thinking that my eyes were closed, and I was getting a warning that my eyes were closed.
This is anti-Irish
Yeah,
discrimination.
I agree, but anyway, I ended up having to pull the car over and turn it off to get back on the road. Like it was just beeping incessantly the entire time.
Does it stay off, or do you have to
Yeah,
turn it off every
been
time
off.
that you...
It's been
Oh,
on
okay.
since then.
Okay. I mean, that's the thing. If that shit, if you can disable it permanently,
Exactly.
I'm fine. You know, that's not a deal breaker. If it's if it's coming on every time you get back in the car,
Yeah.
forget it.
Too much.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100%. Just put gun to roof of mouth
Yeah,
at that point.
I couldn't-
I would not. I couldn't.
I could not do it. I mean, the whole idea of it is annoying to me, but like you said, if you can turn it off, fine. Like there's stuff in the Rivian that I've just kind of disabled and turned off, and it's like I remember it's there.
Yeah,
but
same with my car. And also, I mean, one of the things, I mean, I recently, I can't remember what it was I was watching recently where, you know, somebody reviewing some Toyota product, and they were talking about the lane assist or
Yeah.
you know, whatever the safety stuff, which like normally, you know, any sane person just turns the fuck off. But they were commenting on the fact that it was so unobtrusive that they didn't feel compelled to turn it off. And it like, I remembered, like I flashed to like, oh, that totally jives with my experience, like with that Corolla that I had in Australia. And I remember thinking the exact same thing. It was like, wow, this is the most like gentle
yeah,
lane keeping thing I've ever felt. Like where I wasn't even sure if it was happening or not. Like it was just, and whereas like when I felt it, like, you know, in like my wife's car, the CX-5, you know, like it drives me insane. Like it's just like the first time I feel it, it's just like, oh fuck you, you know, because it's tugging at the wheel, you know. It's
Yeah.
like it's making me swerve in ways that I don't want to swerve.
Unnatural,
Like
yeah.
I'm fucking
Yeah.
It's like I'm driving the car. I know what I'm doing this on purpose. It's because I'm avoiding something. You fucking idiot.
Oh my god, that's the worst. When you're trying to get around something and Elaine is just like, oh, let me help you with that. It's like, no.
Yeah, no, exactly.
that's
God, I hate it.
There is like so this experience, and then like a few other kind of like techie experiences I've had recently is it's like there used to be a kind of very simple heuristic or rubric or heuristic, I guess, for like whether something is good and working, and it's like, does it do what you expect it to do?
Right.
And that's it. Like that's it, and like that's the question. And I think like in so many cases with this stuff, the kind of like unpleasantness comes from the fact that you push a button and nothing happens, or you try to turn and the car does not turn in the way that you expect it to. And it's like the basic lizard brain satisfaction of operating a thing is doing the input and having the expected result.
Yeah, totally.
And your lizard brain does not like it when you do the thing and the result is unexpected. Doesn't really matter what it is, but it's like so much stuff now it fails that most basic. That's the test, right? Like it's like the simplest. It's like, does this do what I expect it to do? And it's like, it does not. It's like that is the
Yeah. Well, because there's all this processing going on between, you know, it's not like, you know, it used to be there was a literal wire
connection. Yeah.
You know, connecting the pedal that you're pushing, you know,
Yeah.
and it's not a wire like an electrical wire, a fucking cable. You know, it's like when you when you mash your foot on the gas pedal, that's pulling on a cable that is pulling
Yes.
on the throttle that is
Yep.
opening this valve
Yes.
that is letting air and fuel into the engine. It's like a purely mechanical thing, and
Definitionally a
that has been
satisfying
right,
feeling.
exactly.
Like,
And it's like brakes, same thing. Transmission, same thing. And so it's like, but all of those things have been severed by electronic uh, interfaces, and then severed again by processing.
yep.
And so you have these minders just kind of like second guessing, oh well, based on these 5,000 variables
Right.
and the thing that the driver is inputting, what do we, what's the best output here? And so you end up with this kind of non-linear, non-predictable thing that, like, I mean, if it's done well and if it's invisible, I mean, it's the reason that you have, $100,000 cars that can turn Nürburgring lap times,
Yeah.
that are faster than a, F1 car from the last time F1 cars raced on the Nordschleife.
Yeah.
But it's also, the reason that, like, most of the time I get in a new car, I'm just driven to fucking distraction, and it just makes me angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Because
It's
like,
it's
"God damn,
everything
what
now."
the fuck are you doing?
yeah.
Yeah. No, I ran into that earlier today with everyone's best friend, Windows 11, because I had a process hanging and I was like, open task manager, get in there, and I'm like, end task, and it's like, now why would I do that? Now why would end task make me end?
No,
And I'm
no,
like,
no, no,
okay, you
no.
know what? I was like, that's fine. I'll go around you. Windows button R, nothing, and I'm like, what do you mean? Is it okay? Function Windows button R, types an R, and I'm like, you're not pulling up the run dialog. We're not doing that. We're not going to pull up
Right.
the run dialog so I can put in the CMD and go around you. I have to hard reboot the laptop. What? Really?
Yeah.
Really? You're gonna make me injure the computer physically because the software doesn't work? Like, it
That's-
makes me
Yeah.
insane. It renders me insane. I had to get up and walk around.
That's literally just like, I'm going to unplug this. Right. I'm just going to
This
unplug
is going
it.
in the yard fast
Yeah.
at high speed in
Yeah.
the air.
Yeah, I was gonna
No,
say
it-
that's the really reasonable response. The other response is just, I'm going to smash it.
Yeah.
I was looking at it and I was looking at a heavy
Smashing.
book. It's like, I just bought this big book on Herman Melville, and wouldn't it feel so nice to just but
That's and I have this column going, and I haven't finished it. I don't know that I will, but it's like, it's about this stuff and just like the experience of like, it's really about Apple and really about like Apple CarPlay, which, like, I have hated CarPlay for years, and it's like, I read so many car reviews that are like, oh, and it connects to your phone, so it has Apple CarPlay, so you don't have to worry about whatever. It's like, Apple CarPlay fucking sucks. Like, the experience of using Apple CarPlay, the experience of using Apple products at all is so offensive, and so much of this experience where it's like, why doesn't it do, why is it, like, I've complained about it, but and I think I've talked about the column before on the podcast, which tells you how long it's been sitting in my drafts. But it's like, but it is just like an endless kind of like succession of like these types of issues and frustrations, and it's like the idea. I think yesterday I was thinking about it too, and it's like, I think a lot of car executives don't think a ton about that stuff. They're like kind of probably passive users of their phones and users of their computers and stuff.
if at all.
And I think they also kind of defer to tech company leaders because they're overpaid, because they get paid so much. It's like, oh, these guys must
Yeah.
be doing stuff better than me because they work at Apple and they get, $1 million or $10 million a year or whatever. And it's like, they're actually not. And I think, like, to the Rivian thing, like the Rivian setup is so much better than CarPlay, and it's so much better than like use it like for all the frustrations that I've had with the Rivian overall, it is much better than any of the Apple products that I own, like on a UX UI basis. And it's like the idea that you would just constantly defer to the makers of a device that I imagine myself overhead spiking through the floor several times a day. It's like, especially for a car, like, but anyway, digression to complain about tech as I do every single episode. But so last night we had
Yeah, I want to get circle back to the verdict on the Land Cruiser.
yeah.
I would
So
like to hear about the situation.
this is prefaced by saying this is really any car that you buy. It's kind of um, upper levels of performance are going to be defined by the tires that are on the car. And this car has some whatever Geolander kind of all season tires, which is like I can spot you see them in the parking lot and you're like, oh, this is not good. You don't want those.
There was such a good shake of Peter's head on the Google Meet
Yeah.
when you said that. That is not communicated to the listeners, but was very funny.
Well, just
Yep.
all season, and the fact, I mean,
Yep.
it's a press car with Texas plates on it, and it's
Yep.
just like
Not a good start.
Yeah.
Um,
At least for northern Michigan in
Yeah.
Check's calendar, December 27th.
yeah. So yesterday it was it actually had warmed up a little bit, and it was one of those situations where there was like half an inch of glare ice on every surface.
Yeah.
And so like the car in the driveway, you just put it in the driveway and it just slides all the way down the driveway with the brakes on. Just not.
Jesus Christ.
Good.
So
Great.
which was fine. I got around fine. But last night we were coming home from family Christmas in Frankfurt, Michigan. And as I like to do, like out there, between Frankfurt and Traverse City, Frankfurt is like a little town on the coast of Lake Michigan, kind of like probably 40 minutes south of Empire.
Okay.
But there are all kinds of like unpaved and kind of like backwoodsy routes to get back to Traverse City that aren't really a lot slower than just going on the highway. So I kind of started nosing into those, and I was getting some shit about.
So wait, so those pictures that you sent us last night, like I was just imagining this was just you off hooning in the woods by
no.
yourself, but
No,
you
no,
were
it's the whole family.
You were actually driving home from the event with your entire family.
Oh yeah, yeah. But like this is like like I said, this is kind of like
Adventures with Rory.
yeah. Well, it's like part of why you're like as I did this shit with my dad. When I was a kid, and it's
Yeah.
like it's fun. It's like it's also to me an important part of growing up where you have like these little mishaps and adventures that you have to like solve a problem, and it's like
Exactly.
you don't freak out, you don't melt down. It's like
Right.
this is how you get
This is
yourself
how
out
you
of
deal
a
with a
situation.
situation.
Yeah. So it's like if you're gonna continue to get yourself into dumb situations, you have to figure out how to get out. So
Yep.
anyway, we were kind of like nosing through, and I was like, I know what I'm doing. Like you're in good hands. Like you can just relax, yada yada. I could feel.
What are your ladies doing? They're just like shaking their
Oh,
heads.
the kids were fine.
Kids
The
in the back seat, they're
yeah.
just like,
That
oh
they had
no,
their
here we
headphones
go
on.
again.
They were listening to Fantastic Mr. Fox on their Yodo player. But we're driving down these little back roads, and I think like at some point we got into like a dirt road, which like it's a dirt road with 6 inches of snow on it. Like this is not. I would not hesitate to take like the Lexus on snow tires. Like would not have even been a second thought. Like
Sure.
and it connects to like some bigger kind of back roads that were paved. But I was like, we'll just run through this little short jog to get to like a bigger, like twisty road. And as we were going through, like in the back of my head, I could feel kind of like the tension coming from the passenger seat, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just turn around. We'll like let the like we'll just admit that this is too much to kind of do. Which like in my experience, like driving through the deeper snow in the woods, like you kind of just have to keep your momentum up.
It's a moment. I was just gonna
Yeah,
say, man, it's just like driving in the sand. It's a momentum game. The
yeah.
one thing you can't do
Just stop and
is
turn
second
around.
guess yourself
Yeah,
and say, maybe we should turn around.
yeah. So I found a big open spot to turn around, and immediately the car just
Oh
fucking planted
no.
in and like this is when you look at those tires and you're like, man, fuck you. Like this, like they had no hope whatsoever. So like
Yep.
you're sitting there, and then it's like, in the GX, it's like pushing the center lock button activates the center locker, but everything else is a lever. It's like we're in four wheel low because there's a lever that is connected to the transmission, and I put
Right.
it in four wheel low,
Right. Yeah.
and it like this thing, there was like I had to literally get the manual out to figure out how to lock the differentials, and like
God.
I had to like could not get the thing. Anyway, kept getting
Is it like a
deeper.
menu thing? Do you have to go through fucking
No,
menus to do it?
there's three different knobs to like select drive modes, which like one of the like the crawl mode that's like for deep snow was not. It was just like crawl mode unavailable. See manual, or it was like not really explained what or why that was.
Hmm.
And then
You hadn't paid
there's
the subscription fee?
yeah, there was like two different levers, or two different buttons for lockers, but like the lockers wouldn't activate. Center one would, the rear one wouldn't, probably because I had pressed, some other whatever setting wasn't right to get to the rear locker. But I finally got all the lockers going. But again, by then it was like this thing was so buried. So I went through the whole process of like, and at this point, like it warmed up enough. Like I was in a t-shirt. The kids are listening to Fantastic Mr. Fox, just goofing around. Like it was like fine. Like it was like very.
Nobody's panicking.
No one was panicking. Sensing some annoyance from some quarters of the car, but I think overall, like, we were fine. And then, so I get the car, put some rocks, kind of wedged closer to the wheel. Couldn't get them to bite. Again, this is like a tire issue. So then I was like, okay, I'll lower the tire pressure in the back. Drop the tire pressure. No, nothing. No change whatsoever. And the car is just like laying on its kind of frame rail, on the passenger side.
Jesus Christ. It's dug itself that deep.
Yeah. And it just like really just from sitting, like, as we were sitting there, like it's kind of sandy ground with a layer of snow on it. And I also kind of made the mistake of like, okay, I will let this dig a little deeper than I normally would because I know there's sand down there and I know the snow's not that deep, so it should at some point be able to grab that sand and push us out, which was not the case. But eventually I was like, I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to find a downed tree and like kind of lever this car out of the ground. And I was like, that's going to take forever. Also, my other option was to crawl underneath the car and just with my arms remove all the snow and dirt from under the car, which I've done that a few times. And it was like, that's like your last resort because it's like, it is unpleasant. You're like, you know, on your stomach, just digging like a mole underneath the car. So then I was like, okay, I will find the bottle jack in this car and use the bottle jack to like get like an inch of clearance and then wedge some shit underneath the tires and see if we can avoid me having to dig.
Yeah.
Found the bottle jack immediately. Could not find the little arm or whatever that you like turn the bottle jack
Yeah.
with.
The crank. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like I looked in the manual. There's like two places where it said it was. It was not in there, in either place. And it was like it was not clear like how much you had to remove to get to it, because it was like it was just an image of like, oh, here's a highlighted area where it is, and you'd open it, it was just like an empty container, and it was like, so is it underneath this container? Like, do I remove this piece so I ended up pulling all of the trim out of the back seat of the car, or out of the trunk of the car.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell what was even going on in the picture. I was like, did you have to fucking take apart the car to
It's
fucking
all
find
out.
the jack or whatever?
Yeah. I took all the trim out, and then found it in a place that it was not indicated that it would be. And then, yeah, so found the little bottle jack, found the little handle, and then that worked. I just jacked it up, the 3 inches I could get it off the ground, and immediately just drove out. It was fine. But, if that, so like that has kind of like soured me on the car, but it's also like if that was my car, it would have proper tires on it in the wintertime, and I would have some basic recovery gear. I'd have a shovel in the car. I would have, a hand winch and some, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be just raw dogging any backwoods adventures. So it's like maybe fine, but it's like that plus all the beeping and all the sensors and stuff. It's like maybe my thing is just to not have a modern car. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's just
maybe there's an easier way not to spend a minimum of $50,000, and not have a bunch of shit that you don't want.
Yeah, it's like I probably will just end up buying like a $10,000, 200,000 mile Lexus, like my last one, and like that'll be the end of it. It's just like I really liked this car, and I like really was I think it looks awesome, and like it feels like a good fit, where it's like nice enough, but it's not fancy, But yeah, and I mean this one too is like 50 grand is like for the base model. This one is like $72,000, which is like
no, that's the thing. I mean, 50 grand, like that's
seems like a lot.
Well, but that's the absolute bare minimum. You're not going to buy one for $50,000.
No,
It's like it's gonna even just like with taxes and title and delivery and everything. Like that ends up being 55, and then like with the handful of minimum options that get tacked onto it, now it's 60, and it's there's no such thing as the actual $50,000.
Yeah. And I also, I mean, it's like whatever, I could order one, I could do all that, but it's like the stuff you're paying for, like the stuff that's included in that cost is like you said, it's just mostly like stuff that I would pay to remove from the car. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want a screen. I don't want any of the eye tracking stuff. I don't want lane keeping. I don't want any of the sensors. Like, yeah. So I don't know. You do kind of wonder like, at what point am I like not suited to do the job of car reviewer, where it's just like I just don't like this shit. You know what I mean? It's like
no, I mean that's been the thing that I've thought about it for years now. It's like like what would happen if you sent me on a fucking on a Mercedes junket, and I would just be like taping just sheets of paper to the fucking dashboard so that I don't have these this fucking Las Vegas
Yeah.
skyline thing of fucking screens.
And
Like,
lights.
I can't even imagine fucking driving one of those cars. Like, it
Yeah.
would just,
No.
it would fucking kill me.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
fucking migraine that I would have after 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like it's like I said. And the other thing, I mean, yeah, it's just like I don't. Again, like I would love to. I would love to be more kind of amenable to that stuff, or more like less sensitive to it. But
Right.
it's just yeah, it's just like it's just not maybe not for me. It's too bad. Which is weird too, because like that the Lexus. I'll have to revisit this because there's something about like that GX 550 that I had. The Lexus version of this car has all the same stuff, but it did not register to me in the same way. You know what I mean? Like it did not. Um, and maybe it's just that I didn't get the Lexus stuck. Maybe that's just the you know what I mean. Like I just don't have the same. Um, like didn't have the
Yeah,
same
it could be.
experience
I
with it.
mean, just like in normal, just,
Yeah.
daily non-winter use, you don't notice that shit as much.
Yeah.
It is funny. I mean, I was thinking like even just yesterday, going to the supermarket and sliding around and shit, and in my car, and
Yeah.
um and just thinking about how weird it is that like it was really up until like I've gotten so acclimated and so used to just like relying on like the backup camera or whatever, or and just thinking about the fact that like that for years, I mean, I lived in this climate. I drove a fucking Miata
Yeah.
like year round,
Yeah.
like an NA Miata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on snow tires, in the winter, but it was totally fine.
Yeah.
There was no screen, there was no no driver assist, there wasn't ABS on the
Yeah.
fucking car. It was like the most, and then for years after that drove like an even older Saab.
Yeah.
And just the fact that I mean that was my daily up until like 2018, which I guess at this point is kind of a long time ago, but it doesn't feel like it's that long ago.
Yeah.
And like and it's like, it's like we got along just fine without all this bullshit.
Yeah.
like how did we do it?
Yeah.
How
It was not a problem.
right. And it just like it makes me really just want to go back. Like it makes
Yeah.
me just want to fucking have like an old car just to demonstrate to myself that it's like, even if it's just like a 90s Crown Vic or something, just to
Yeah.
fucking just a beater that just has like just a classic winter beater.
Yeah.
Just to demonstrate that, yeah, like a fucking 30-year-old car on snow tires is
Totally
all you
fine.
need. You don't need any of this just garbage.
I feel like a lot of this driver assist stuff is like the ultimate incrementalist solution to the idea that like driving has historically been dangerous, and that like people are less attentive, and like we do need fewer people in cars all the time, and like driver
Yeah.
assist is part of part of like the bad solution of like, well, we should let more
Right.
people be in cars all the time on the road, filling up the road with cars who are not paying attention, but like we'll solve that problem with like bad driver assist tools that you also hate. Like when really we need to be putting more people, just like we just need there just needs to be 10 bus routes in your town. We need buses.
No, literally. I mean, that's the thing. And driver assist, I mean, it's just it's the kind of like intermediary measure in the push toward autonomy. This thing that we've sunk fucking billions, if not trillions of dollars into, and I mean, there's an easier version of an autonomous of a car that you don't have to drive. It's a fucking bus.
Yeah.
Or a train. It's like, yeah, man, you just get on the thing.
Yeah.
You get on the bus and it goes.
And you don't have to do anything.
You get on the bus and the bus goes. I took the bus for so
Right.
long.
Yeah.
It's fine.
There's a little guy up in the front, and they just drive you around.
Yeah.
God's perfect angel takes you to where your bus goes to safely and all the time, and it's great. It works perfectly.
And because there's so many more people on it, that means that there's that many fewer vehicles competing for the same amount of space. And and it's like, yeah, man.
Dedicated bus lanes. Oh, baby.
We actually solved this problem so many years ago.
We did it. We did it already. We did this one.
Yeah.
There are trolleys and buses and streetcars and trains above ground and trains below ground, and you go on them, and they go
Yep.
places.
Solved this several times over, actually.
It's fine. I know why we don't, because we have all this stupid individualist propaganda and fear mongering about public transit in places where they have it. I know, big system, but like we solved it. It's so stupid. It's very stupid when you look right at it. I know, but it's very stupid.
I don't know. I think like the unavailability and like obviously that's just never going to be the case in a lot of the country, and I think just like the vigilance problem that's kind of created by the car that kind of drives itself. It's hard to fault really, like, car companies are building the stuff that they think will be desirable to consumers and like that will be of benefit to consumers, and like that they think that that the consumer will help them sell more cars, whatever. Like that's the incentive structure there. But I don't know. I mean, I it's almost it just feels like the whole thing is just like, and beyond the fact that yes, obviously they're overthinking the train bus solution. It's like they're overthinking the basic operation of the car solution. I think like the Toyota too. Like the other day I had a lot of times, you guys kind of know, we sit on the corner of a big intersection. And a lot of times, like if I have an off-road car or if I have my own cars or whatever, instead of driving around to the driveway, I'll just like blow through the intersection and drive up the side of the hill. And everybody freaks out because it looks like you've just lost control of the car and you're driving off the road. And then you just disappear over a little hill. But anyway, doing that, the Toyota cut power to the wheels because it thought that I was like in an accident or like so like I'm halfway up this little hill, and it was just like, oh no, like cut, like I hit the accelerator and nothing happened, and it was like,
oh my god, that's fucking infuriating.
Oh god,
yeah, it's like you could put the car in off-road mode and it wouldn't do that. Like it would know what you were doing.
Yeah, but still. Like,
I know.
You're going to do that when you're in the middle of a situation,
I know. Maddening.
It's like, fuck off.
No, but it's like, I think that was also too, like what put in my head that thing of like, does the device do what I expect it to do? And it's like, you don't tell me when the power goes on. Like there's a lever for that I'm pressing.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I don't know. Overall, good car. Probably buy it. Just checking.
Cool.
All right,
boys.
Stay tired.
Stay tired,
Stay tired.
everybody. See you again soon.
Boo.
Bye.